Today, we are talking about life lessons, not the kinds that you pick up from textbooks or career coaches, but the type that really hit deep. The kind of lessons that shape how you see yourself, your relationships, and the world. I'll be sharing 6 lessons that have completely changed my perspective on how I view myself and my life. And make sure you stick around because I do have some bonus lessons that I know you're not going to want to miss. So grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's get into it. Lesson 1, staying in the wrong relationship will stunt your growth. So I'm just going to keep it real with the hard truth that you need to hear. The wrong partner or friendships will hold you back. Sometimes it's not obvious because the people in your life can wear masks. But this is the thing that I want you to bear in mind, that sometimes your biggest hater can be in your own camp. It can be your friend, it can be your parent, it can be your partner. It can literally be anyone who's close to you. So take a minute to suss it out. Like, are the people around you encouraging you to grow, or are they secretly trying to take you down? So if they're not adding to your journey and your progression, then you have to come to terms with the fact that they are holding you back, and that's not something that you can necessarily afford. So take a minute to assess the people around you and figure out if they are there to help you grow or if they're there to kind of like tear you down. Lesson 2, discomfort doesn't mean that you're on the wrong path. So this is something that actually used to affect me a lot, and basically anytime that I felt inconvenienced or I felt like something was a little bit too hard or I felt like it didn't fully align with what I had going on, I would just quit. And over the years, I've had to learn that just because something is a bit difficult or it's a little bit uncomfortable doesn't mean that you shouldn't push through to get to where you want to go, because that's the way that you grow. Growth doesn't come without those moments of feeling uneasy. But that thing that you're avoiding and that thing that you are quitting just might change your life. So fail fast and don't let discomfort scare you. It's all part of the journey. Give yourself time to warm up to the situation. You're stronger than you think. Lesson 3, you can't pour from an empty cup. Guys, this is a big one. The truth is that you can't be everything for everybody. This applies to every relationship in your life, whether it is romantic, whether it's a friendship, whether it's professional. Some people are more inclined to filling your cup with encouragement and love and fun and laughter and all the great things. But then some people are more prone to just draining you. And this is a lesson that I've really struggled with. In fact, I still struggle with it to this day. I used to spend hours and hours with my friends on the phone. I used to listen to their problems, give them advice, kind of like you would do because you're a good friend, right? But what would then happen is that it would leave me feeling drained afterwards. I would find that obviously just because they have things going on in their life, and obviously I do care about those things, but it doesn't mean that I don't have those things going on in my life as well. So if I'm spending all this time looking after other people, you have to wonder, like, who's looking after me? So over the years, I've had to set really firm boundaries for people who I didn't feel reciprocated the amount of love and effort that I was giving to them. I had to keep telling myself that prioritizing my well-being wasn't selfish, but it was essential for my mental health. So when I was given the chance to recharge and reflect, I found that I was better equipped to share myself with others. So don't feel guilty for ghosting. Don't feel guilty for, prioritizing yourself and your mental health, because the people that really know you and the people that really love you, they'll just get it. They'll understand that you need time for yourself to kind of recharge and be the best version of yourself for them. Lesson 4, forgiveness is for you and not them. Listen, the greatest form of revenge is to forgive and move on. As I've gotten older, I've learned holding on to things does nothing but put you down. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you are simply excusing someone's behavior towards you. It's actually about releasing the power that it has over you. Trust me, the peace that you feel when you release it is everything. And one thing that I always say is that you should never ever underestimate the power of guilt. And when I just forgive things and move on, 9 times out of 10, the person who's done me dirty, they come back and they always apologize. They always feel bad about it. And that's basically what's just like reinforced my belief that if you release that negative energy and move on to things that you actually care about, everything else will just sort itself out. Lesson 5, it's not your job to raise a man. Girl, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. You cannot fall in love with the potential of a man. That heartbreak that you're feeling right now, it wasn't a loss. It was a blessing in disguise. It's going to lead you down a path that's going to give you direction and clarity towards the kind of man that you truly deserve. In my experience, I've learned that heartbreak has given me the opportunity to reflect inwards and really evaluate my situation and grow in ways that I may not have chosen otherwise. And here's the truth, falling in love with someone's potential is so dangerous because you're falling in love with the person that they could be as opposed to who they are. It's not your job to play therapist and grow and mold them and help them realize their highest potential. Because more time, you're doing that for the next girl. The man that you're supposed to be with is going to meet you exactly where you are. You're not going to have to build him into the person that he's supposed to be. So if you're with a man that treats you bad, he's not respectful, he's not emotionally intelligent, and you're like, if I just tweak this here, he's gonna be perfect. Guess what? He's not going to be perfect. Leave that man where he's at. The right man for you is going to do whatever he can to keep you, period. And lesson number 6, not everybody is your bestie. Calling everyone your bestie is all fun and games until you actually need them to show up as your best friend. Pay attention to the people who show up in your life when you need them and those who don't. Just because someone is fun to hang out with and they're a good time doesn't mean that they're going to stick around with you in the trenches. Take inventory of your relationships and invest in the people who invest in you. Finding true friends is actually really difficult. So when you do find them, make sure that you are pouring into them and they will pour back into you. Because you got to check yourself. Make sure you're being a good friend too. So those were my 6 main lessons. But before we leave, here are some bonus lessons that I couldn't leave out. They're quick, but just as essential. Failure is a part of growth. Don't fear it, learn from it. Each failure is a stepping stone towards success. Authenticity always wins. Stop trying to be who you think other people want you to be. The right people already love you for who you are. Learn to say no. Setting boundaries is a form of self-respect, and you need to protect your energy at all costs. So those are the lessons that I've picked up in my 20s that have completely changed my perspective for my 30s. If you're in your 20s, let me know which lessons really resonate with you. And if you're in your 30s, I'd really like to know what lessons you would give to your 20-year-old self. Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as it really helps me out. And thanks for watching. I'll see you again in the next one.